Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all? Hi, I'm Caris, Coach Caris. Today and this week I'm speaking about how to live your life with intention in 2026, and I am sharing everything that I am doing over the course of this week to live my life with intention. So today I'm going to speak about environment, alright? So I've spoke in the last couple of days about our thoughts and how they are actually everything. And today I'm going to speak about environment. So whether we like it or not, right, most of us are a product of our environment. But we also underestimate how much choice we have over our environment. If you think about marketing, right, so marketing by social media, marketing by the big companies, like if you think about billboards on bus stops like Starbucks and McDonald's and everything, right? These companies spend an absolute fortune on marketing, right? They study psychology. They know where to place their products. They know when to place their products. They know about smelling the freshly baked bread in the bakery, etc., etc. All right. So we are heavily influenced by our environment, but also by social media. We're also influenced. Sorry, we're also influenced by what is normalised in our families. So what is normal, what usually happens in our families, in our workplaces, in our friendship circles as well, right? And often we don't realise how much that shapes our behaviour. It also shapes our confidence, it also shapes our choices, and it also potentially shapes our self-worth. So what I want you to think about is we can't control everything around us. Of course we can't. We can control how we react to it, but we can't control everything. But we can control far more of our environment than we think we can. So if you are aware that you are influenced by your environment and it's absolutely doing your nutting, I want you to know that we can change our environment. It's like a habit. It just takes time. It takes practice. Will we fuck it up? Yes, we will. So just because we are influenced by our environment, it doesn't mean that it's a weakness. I don't want you to think that, all right? We don't need to start ignoring all the chatter that's outside of us. Sometimes it's nice to be influenced by our environment. So marketing from the big companies it's specifically designed to make us feel that we're not enough, that we need something extra, like when you buy the Land Rover that you want to be sitting in your driveway, your life will be complete, right? You are not an efficient top of your class job person until you have this handbag, right? That's what it's designed to do. Diet culture, youth culture, hustle culture, buy this, fix that, be smaller, be younger, be skinnier, look younger, right? We, as women especially, we are constantly told this, right? And this is clever. It's very, very clever, but it's perfectly normal to be shaped by your environment. But when when you feel like these choices are taken away from you and you feel like you've lost your lady balls and you don't have the lady balls enough to stand up and to do what you actually want, then that maybe becomes a problem, all right? So it's about being aware. So there is a saying, the first step to change is being aware, and that's true, right? There's a psychological thing called the 6 stages of contemplation, right? And one of the first stages is just being aware that you want to change. So don't think for 1 minute that all my chats are expecting you to change your whole life right now. They're not. I'm just trying to make you aware of things so that you can start on that process of the 6 stages of contemplation, and you can start making small changes. We don't want to completely overhaul our life, all right? But when you're aware that you might like to change and you're aware that you're also struggling to change, we then need to think about who and what makes us feel. So if you're feeling insecure, have a think about who benefits from you feeling insecure. If you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, constantly rushed, who benefits from that? Also, who benefits from you changing? Who benefits from you not changing? So if you have, I'll give you an example, if you have a group of friends that always go out partying, always go out drinking every Friday, every Saturday, and you're just a bit done with that, they're going to be absolutely heartbroken if you stop doing that. But that's not a reason not to stop doing that. That's just about, and it's not about blaming them neither. It's just about making you aware that you have choices and if you would like to act on those choices. All right? So I want you to also bring it into practical things. So sometimes making a change, it's better to start small. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you lots of examples actually. Your desk where you sit and work. So I'm sitting at my desk just now. Look at my big picture. Sitting at my desk just now, right? I have my laptop, my phone, a printer, a packet of pens and a notebook and a water bottle. That's it. It's tidy, it's calm. So if your desk is absolute chaos, it's not going to support you being focused while you're at your work and you being stress-free. It doesn't matter whether your desk is in your house or your office, by the way, wherever you do your place of work. So coming in and sitting down in an office or an office environment that is absolute chaos, when you have shit lying all over your desk, it's not going to make you feel capable. It's just going to make you feel overwhelmed. So simple things like this, like narrowing down the things that you can see and the things you want to make yourself as efficient and as proactive as possible. And that's very difficult when you have a messy desk. So also kitchens. Does your kitchen, your kitchen environment, so the things that you have in your kitchen, whether they're tucked away or whether they're on display, are they supporting the version of you that you want to be? Or are they supporting the version of you that you are just now that you don't particularly want to be? So, for example, it took me a long time to be able to even have chocolate in the house, right? We all have a chocolate bingey thing. It's that over-restrict thing. So for a very long time, I couldn't have chocolate in the house. Couldn't even have Freddos in the house. Then I progressed to putting my Freddos in a tin. So they were in the kitchen, but I couldn't see them. Then I progressed to putting my Freddos in the fridge. I like my chocolate in the fridge. They're actually in my salad drawer. So every time I open the fridge, I see Freddos. It doesn't mean that I want to eat them. I do want to eat them, but it doesn't mean that I do eat them. So all the time. So it's about supporting, getting your kitchen laid out relevant to who you want to be. So if you want to be that person that's not going to nick a bit of chocolate every time they see them or a bit of cheese every time you see it, then you need to try and put things in place and not just leave them lying about. Yeah, chocolate and cheese, I just use them because they were my favourite. It could be crisps, popcorn, cake, whatever your thing is. So think about the type of person, diet-wise, nutrition-wise, that you want to be, and you want to set your current environment up to be that person, not to potentially support the maybe slightly chaotic, chocolate, bingey-like person that you are at the moment. Bedroom, another one in the house. Is it a place of rest or is it just a dumping ground? So I bang on quite a lot about pre-bed routines, about putting your phone away, about having a nice warm drink and maybe a little snack, about having a shower, about getting into your bed when your bedroom is nice and tidy and cool and doing some journaling and doing some reading. If you don't feel that your bedroom is calm, you are going to fall asleep feeling chaotic. You're going to wake up feeling chaotic. And that is not conducive to not being chaotic. So we want it to be a place of rest. We don't want it to be a dumping ground. We don't want it there to be piles of clean washing, piles of dirty washing, piles of ironing, just piles of random house shit. We don't want that to be there. So we want to get it tidied and nice so that when we go to our bedroom at night, it feels calm and adult-like. So that when we wake up in the morning, we feel calm. Next one I want you to think about is your phone. On the socials, who are you following? Who are you comparing yourself to? Who is influencing your mood before you've even had a coffee or before you've even got out of bed? How many of you wake up in the morning and instantly go on the socials when you're still in bed? Having a wee scroll through Insta, having a wee scroll through Facebook, seeing what everybody else is doing. You're just comparing yourself to other people. You don't need to do that. You absolutely don't need to do that. So over and above putting your phone away for an hour, right? So don't go on your phone in the morning for a whole hour when you get up. I swear to God, you'll feel like your right arm has been cut off for a couple of weeks till you get into the swing of it. And then one day you'll just absolutely nail it, and you'll realise that an hour has passed and you haven't even thought about lifting up your phone. So when you are following people as well on the socials, just make sure they're cool people. Do you know, make sure that they're bringing positivity into your life or fun into your life. If there's people following you and you're following them back and it makes you feel insecure or not worthy, just mute them, right? I get the whole Facebook Insta thing, right? You maybe don't want people to know that you're not following them anymore or you're not friends with them anymore. Just mute them. Just silence them. You don't need to listen to their shit if it's shit, but you don't want to offend them. But just be careful of your environment and how that affects your mood, because waking up in the morning and lifting your phone while you're still in your bed and scrolling through the socials for 15, 20 minutes, right, is going to put you in an absolute downer, and that's just going to dictate the mood for the rest of the day. And that's not cool, all right? We have control over this. So, I don't want you to think that you need a new life, right? I am absolutely not telling everybody that their life at the moment is shit and they need a new one. But we are very much in control, more in control of our environment than we think we are. And it is entirely up to ourselves to set our own standards and to set our own boundaries. So we maybe don't need a new house. We maybe don't need a new job. We don't need a new body, and we don't need a new personality. But we possibly need to set some new boundaries about what you're going to allow into your space, and have a think about anything in your environment. Is it supporting the person that you would like to become? So what you're eating on a daily basis, what you're eating for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks, is that supporting the type of person that you want to become? Because if you're filling your body with highly processed takeaways a lot of the time over the course of the week, it's going to make you feel like shit. It's going to disrupt your sleep. It's going to make you lethargic. It's going to make you not want to exercise. And it's not going to support the version of the person, the version of you that you would like to become. Have a think about what you're watching on the television and on the socials, just exactly what I've said. Have a think about it. If it's not conducive to you feeling awesome, ditch it. Have a think about what you tolerate. Is there some things that you tolerate that just drive you insane when you could actually just remove them out your life? It's about having lady balls. It's about putting you first, and it's about setting your boundaries. I also want you to think about how you speak to yourself. Do you totally beat yourself up? Do you guilt yourself? Because again, that's not going to bring you a positive mindset. That's not going to make you feel awesome. All that's going to do is make you feel like shit. And in midlife, ladies, we are not in the manner of making ourselves feel shit. We are in the manner of making ourselves feel fucking awesome. And one of the ways we can do that is with positivity. Also, who are you giving your energy to? Who and what are you giving your energy to? If there is a situation that you constantly find yourself in that is absolutely sucking the life out of you and filling you with negativity and turning you into Neggy Nancy, then we need to have a think about the boundaries. We need to have a think about practicing saying, do you know what? No, thank you. You don't need to be arsey about it. You don't need to give people an explanation. You just need to say, no thanks. I'll give it a miss. Not for me this time. Maybe next time. That's it. So, I want you to blah, 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 blah. I want you to accept responsibility without blaming yourself. Sorry, I've got some notes here and it's flinging up some cheesy stuff. Anyway, you didn't choose everything that shaped you, but you can choose what shapes you next. That is quite cheesy, isn't it? Responsibility isn't punishment, it's freedom. That isn't cheesy, but that is absolutely very true. Sometimes we think that we're not going to accept responsibility. We're just going to go with the flow. We're just going to do what everybody else is doing because we think that that's actually freedom, but it's not. It's just not trying. Whereas if you set your boundaries and choose what's in your life and who's in your life, you will actually feel awesome. Intentional living, my lovelies, it's not about perfection. I do not have the perfect life. I do not kid on that I have the perfect life. But 90% of the time, my life is filled with things that I have chosen. Definitely. So it's about picking a direction, setting your goals, and doing something every day to get closer to your goals, right? For example, clear out one drawer of shit. That's a little simple thing, but we want to start small. Buy food that supports how you want to feel. I'm not telling you to chuck out all your chocolates and chuck out all your sweeties, but start thinking about what you can add in. And if that's an extra portion of fruit and veg, then go and buy that extra portion of fruit and veg. If that's getting some whole chicken breasts into your diet, go and do that, all right? Unfollow one account on social media that makes you feel like shit, or mute them. Just unfollow or mute them. Make your bed so that it feels like a hotel bed. Pull the sheets all nice and tight. Fold the duvet down. Make it nice. Make it nice, all right? You don't want your bedroom to feel like a storage unit. It should feel restful and calm and adult-like and like a hotel. Choose calm over chaos every single day, and choose yourself once a day. This is how we live with intention, all right? And this is how I want all of you to start off your 2026. So if 2025 felt a bit heavy and a bit shit and a bit chaotic and a bit rushed, a bit maybe disconnected, a bit low in self-confidence, maybe it wasn't actually you that was the problem. It was the environment. So accepting responsibility, changing your environment one little step at a time, my lovelies, will support the version of you that you want to be in 2026. All right. This is what my coaching is all about, my lovelies. My On Fire group coaching starts on the 20th of January. If you would like to work more on things like this, please just drop me a little message. If you would like a link to the full set of podcasts, this is number 3, by the way. If you would like a link, please just drop me a little comment or message me asking for the link to the mini-series and I'll send it over to you. All right, my lovelies. Thank you very much for listening. I will be back tomorrow. Have a top day. Bye-bye.